Banned books are books or other printed works which are prohibited by law or to which free access is not permitted. The practice of banning books is a form of censorship. A book challenge is not a ban. It is an attempt to remove or restrict materials based upon the objections of a person or a group. A banning is the removal of those materials. First Amendment protects the right to read what we want to read in America. This is to prevent government censorship from interfering with the general public. 9 out of 10 challenges are initiated by concerned parents. Others include school boards and libraries. A peculiar case was Moby Dick by Herman Melville. This classic was banned in 1996 in a school in Texas because it was against community values. So, is book censorship necessary? Yes, if it's to protect the general public from harmful materials, but it could also go out of hand.
Assalamualaikum and hi to viewers. Welcome to our show, The Book Show. I am your host for today's discussion, and our topic for today's discussion is about banned books issue. And for today's discussion, I am accompanied by our special guest, Professor Emeritus Dr. Aiman. And a little bit about him, he is meeting champion of IIUM 2012. Mr. Zimbabwe 2019, Mr. Malaysia 2021. So we have him for this video. And Doctor, can you please introduce about yourself to the viewers, just in case they don't know?
Okay, first of all, hi everyone. My name is Aiman J. Okay, the J stands for Jangan Kacau Saya. Thank you for inviting me for this session. I am very excited to be here.
That's why we have you for today's topic. Okay, so we have invited you to share about your bit of knowledge about this topic.
Well, I'll try my best. Now, before we proceed, is there anyone here who knows about book banning?
No.
Okay, I see the crowds are excited, even the cameraman himself. Okay, so book banning. Basically, book banning is books or other printed material that are such as essays or plays which are prohibited by the government or the authority at a certain country to which free access is not permitted for the generals. Now, the practice of banning books is a form of censorship from political, legal, and religious and even commercial motives. Banned books include fictional works such as novels, poems, plays, and non-fiction such as biographies and dictionary as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that they even banned dictionaries. I think it is unethical, I must say.
Well, yes, it is truly a peculiar case and sometimes funny, but it did happen. For example, in Yugoslavia, the book's called the dictionary is called the Dictionary of Modern Serbo-Croatian Language, written by Milos Moleskovic. It was banned in Yugoslavia in the year 1966 because the contents of the books contain some definition that can cause some disturbance for the citizens. And yeah, it's kind of weird because a dictionary contains words that give some guidance. So why would you ban a dictionary? For God's sake, dictionary. But well, it is the form of book banning. But even in Malaysia, the practice of book banning is practiced by the government.
Yeah, I've heard about this before actually. From what I have remembered, is that the ban on 7 books written by award-winning novelist Faizal Tehrani imposed by the previous government because of the element of Shia in his books. So I've read some books before, like Sebongkah Batu di Kuala Berang, 3 kali seminggu, and Ingin Jadi Nasrallah. So those books were banned by Malaysian government.
Yes, Faisal Tehrani is very controversial. I'm very sorry. He is very controversial with his ideas of Shia in his books. In Malaysia, the banning usually concerned with mostly religions and moral conduct. For example, one of his books that's called Mengenal Allah Melalui Agama-Agama Purba, Gautama Buddha Seorang Nabi, has to be banned because its content is contradicts with the teaching of Islamic Aqidah and teachings. And it also contains the elements of promoting liberalism that can cause confusion among readers. And also, the other two publications entitled Confession, A Secret Diary, and Hidden Agendas also found to contain pornography and sexual stories that were not compatible with the Malaysian context, because unlike America, we're not actually that free of a society. So these issues would bring problems, especially to the teaching of Islam. So that reminds me, are you Shia?
What Sharia? No, I'm not Shia. Coming back, I think that some of the books actually made into our market because of the government inefficiency in filtering the book, and I think the punishment for this book banning is not that strict because back then people in Malaysia can actually access a book entitled 50 Shades of Grey, right? 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes, I've read the book. I kind of enjoyed it.
You enjoy reading that book?
Yeah.
Okay, so however, after the movie released, people soon realized that the movie contains sexual element, and it's very mature and not suitable for younger generation. Hence, results in banning the book. So I think there are many things to discuss after this. Let's have a coffee break. Okay, we will stop here at the moment, and we will continue and discuss more after this commercial break.
Hold me close and hold me fast. This magic spell you cast. This is closer. When you kiss.
Welcome back to the book show. Right, okay. I've mentioned just now about the inefficiency of the government in filtering the book and giving punishment to the author. So what do you think about that?
Well, due to the inefficiency of filtering this kind of book, people can access this type of materials, and I do believe that there's still books out there that can corrupt the public in moral ways. It's just that it surfaces to the level that people can easily obtain it. Now, however, the book industry do take this issue very seriously. There's a law whereby any individual who prints, import, sell, even reproduce this kind of books will be committing an offense under the law of Section 8, bracket 2 of the Printing Presses and Publication Act 1984, in which the convicted will be fined with the amount of 28,000 at least.
Okay, so the punishment is quite severe actually. So and one thing that even though the book is banned in the former country, it may be accessed in other countries. Like the Shades of Grey trilogy to sell in other countries. And now, for our main topic, is about Fahrenheit 451. The book has been based on controversy. Why do you think that Fahrenheit 451 was so controversial?
Well, in the past, the book itself, some parents were concerned about the book because it contains profanity. For example, it contains hell, damn, and also words that may actually not appropriate to children to read them. And also, again, in 2006, it was challenged by the public itself because there's a reference to the Bible in the book. Because in the books, one of the scenes, it depicted that they burned the book in the name of God. So that is very controversial. I think American Christianity is the biggest religion, and that actually triggers a lot of people.
Okay, so now I get why the book was so controversial back then. I think that movie was just released recently.
Yes, the movie was just released recently. with Michael B. Jordan as the lead actor. Now, people has mixed reaction to the movie itself. However, the book splendidly covered enough about the burning book incident. Now, the Fahrenheit 451 is a dystopian novel by American writer Ray Bradbury. It first published in 1953. It's regarded as one of his best works, and it's about American dystopian future where books are outlawed and firemen burn any that are found. Even the book tagline explains that the title Fahrenheit 451 relates to the temperature that the paper catches fire. The lead character, Guy Montag, is a fireman who becomes disillusioned with his role of censoring literature and destroying knowledge. He eventually quit his job and committed himself to the preservation of literary and cultural writings.
Oh, yes, not to forget also, the novel has been the subject of interpretation, focusing on the historical role of book burning in suppressing dissenting ideas. In a 1956 radio interview, Bradbury said that he wrote Fahrenheit 451 because of his concern at the time about the threat of book burning in the United States. In later years, he described the book as a commentary on how mass media reduces interest in reading literature.
Yes, that is quite true. Well, this book is also a good portrayal of how censorship can get out of hand and the countermeasure in order to save these valuable books from being burned for one's own agenda. This book, and it is still relevant until today, because some people use their power to deter some of them in their ruling power. This book also showcases how in today's society context the role of social media in relaying messages to others.
People these days depend too much on social media like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Whereas the feature of social media is that anyone can write anything if they want without any restriction. So there is no limit. Okay, everyone is entitled for their own opinions. So the spreading of false news may affect the society negatively, as it may disrupt the harmony of multicultural countries like Malaysia or America. The relationship between families and even friends. So social media do have a impact in today's world.
Yes, social media does have a big impact, but rather on immersing yourself in social media for hours and hours with meaty, insignificant content, it is best actually to just read a book. I mean, to make a book, the author has to do a deep research about his subject to avoid misguided information. Now, to read a book written by a reliable writer is much better than to read social media written by an immature person. However, I don't want to overgeneralize every social user to commit this because, well, not every social user is immature. I'm sure there are some very wise people, but still the fact that some of them did this immature statement just to trigger people.
If I am going to list out all the books banned in America, I am pretty sure that it will take hours. Okay, so I just list what I have in my notes. Like Catch 22 by Joseph Heather, banned from 1972 to 1976 because of its censorship was very releasing language and anti-authoritarianism sentiment, and also reputation as an anti-Vietnam War. There is another book which is Mohd by Daniel Defoe in 1873. And this was planned because of it promotes marriage, sex outside marriage, and adultery and criminal behavior.
Let me add some to this. The first one is Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harry Bitchesco. Now I know Uncle Tom's Cabin nowadays, it's not actually that controversial, but it was supposed to be one of the most controversial books in American history because the book contains the fact that it's with its fact that undermining the religion itself, and also the book also promotes the spirit of going against racism. But and also I'm sure you guys know of this books, this show. I'm sure you're familiar with the reasons why for the Netflix show. Now the book itself was under fire from the suicide prevention organization because it kind of actually promotes teen suicide. So there has been many ban of this kind of book because it goes against the moral of human being itself.
Yes, there are some aspects that we contribute to the book banning, especially about religion, politics, and in social, racism. But I do believe in positive future of book industry around the world. To be able to contribute to the core source of human development, one needs to watch the right etiquette and has good guidelines when writing or publishing their books, right?
Yes. I mean, I personally I don't agree completely with the law banning books, but from our side, from the author side, they need to abide by the rule that was given because it serves the purpose of avoiding conflicts with one party and another. And also, even though that the claim book bring negative impact to society, I think that before you ban a book, you have to study it first to discover the underlying messages from the author, because sometimes what the banned books itself are banned for what? Insignificant reasons. For example, the Wizard of Oz, it was once banned because it shows that women in charge. Yes, that is ridiculous. I know that. Just for that. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so it is to see that the education system should play their role effectively in relation to this issue. First is to choose the books to use wisely. Make sure that they fit nicely into our classroom, especially in our education curriculum. The ministry should have evidence which they can present that the books they are using are necessary for the students. What do you think, Dr. JD?
Well, if you are using a book that you know has caused concern in the past, try to come up with alternative books that students can read. Make yourself available to answer questions from the students so that they will understand the material that they learn, and also to avoid misunderstanding from the parents and society itself. Now, in the very beginning of the school year, introduce yourself to parents during the meeting and tell them to call you if they have any concerns concerning the material that are being taught in the school education itself.
And discuss the controversial issues in the book with the students, right? Explain to them the reasons those parts were necessary for the author's work. And we need to have an outside speakers come to class, for instance, to discuss concerns. For example, if you are reading Huckleberry Finn, get a civil rights activist to give a presentation to students about racism. Right? I think we have so much things that we have covered, so we'll end our discussion now. And this video is brought to you by Fikri. See you on the next video.